Have you ever been in a room where someone starts to cry and everyone else's eyes well up in sympathy? But then there's that one person, the one who just stands there, calm, composed, dry-eyed. We instinctively label them as cold, detached, or even heartless. But what if that's completely wrong? What if the people who don't cry are actually feeling the most, but showing the least? What if their silence is hiding a psychological pattern most of us never see? Today, we're diving into the raw truth about the people who don't cry when others do. And trust me, after this, you'll never look at them the same way again. Picture a funeral. The air is thick with grief. People are sobbing, holding each other. And then you see someone still and silent. You know they love the person who passed. So why aren't they crying? Psychologists call them low emotional expressors. But that term is so clinical, so empty. The truth is, for many of them, emotions are felt so intensely that crying would be like opening a floodgate. Their brain, instead of releasing the emotion, triggers an emotional freeze. It's not that they don't care. It's that their system literally cannot afford to unravel in that moment. While others let the pain flow outward, they hold it inward, compressing it into a dense, silent weight. Their tears don't fall from their eyes. They fall inside their own minds. Yet society constantly misreads this. People whisper, "Doesn't he care?" Or, "How can she be so cold?" What they don't see is the emotional hurricane raging just beneath that calm surface. These individuals aren't emotionless. They're just wired for restraint. So let's destroy the biggest myth right now. Not crying does not mean not feeling. In fact, many studies show that people who don't cry in emotional situations often have very high cognitive empathy. This means they understand and analyze someone's pain logically, without their body needing to produce tears to validate it. For some, this is a learned response. They might have grown up in a home where crying was seen as a weakness, or where showing vulnerability was unsafe. The body remembers those lessons. For others, it's just how they're built. They process emotions in a quieter, more reflective way. But here is the twist. Just because they aren't crying doesn't mean they aren't helping. Often, these are the first people to offer practical support, to think clearly in a crisis, to stand with you and defend you. Their empathy isn't expressed in water, it's expressed in action. Think of it this way. People who cry easily tend to be emotional absorbers. They soak up the emotional energy of a room like a sponge. If someone is sad, they feel it, and their body mirrors it. But the people who don't cry? They're more like emotional reflectors. They don't absorb the emotion instantly. They analyze it, filter it, and process it internally. Their reaction doesn't happen on the spot. It comes later when they're alone, in the shower or driving home. Some never cry at all, not because they lack emotion, but because their system simply doesn't use tears as an outlet. They are the slow burners of the emotional world. Their feelings don't explode. They simmer quietly, deeply for a long, long time. And this leads to a profound loneliness. There is a hidden sadness that comes with being the person who doesn't cry when everyone else does. Because no matter how deeply you care, you are almost always misunderstood. People mistake your composure for coldness, your silence for indifference. And that misunderstanding can hurt more than the original emotion you were suppressing. Eventually, many non-criers just stop trying to explain themselves. They accept the role of the strong one, the rational one, the unshakable one. But these roles are often just masks, hiding a soul that desperately wishes someone could see past the calm exterior and ask, "Are you okay?" The irony is, most of them don't want to be strong all the time. They just want to feel safe enough to finally let their guard down. For some, it goes even deeper. There are people who literally cannot cry, even when they desperately want to. Their tears won't fall not because they're holding them back, but because their brain has disconnected the emotional feeling from the physical expression. This can happen after years of extreme stress, trauma, or chronic emotional suppression. It's like a circuit breaker has tripped. The emotional current is still there, but the light bulb, the tears won't turn on. These individuals often feel alienated from their own bodies. They wonder, what's wrong with me? Why can't I cry like a normal person? But their mind isn't broken. It's protecting them from an emotional overload it believes they can't handle. Have you ever noticed that in a crisis, the people who don't cry are often the ones who take charge? While everyone else is panicking, they're the ones thinking clearly, giving directions, and holding the room together. They are emotional stabilizers. Their brain instinctively prioritizes function over feeling. It's not that they don't feel the fear or the grief. It's that feeling has to wait. Action comes first. This makes them incredibly valuable in moments of chaos, but it also puts an invisible burden on their shoulders. They are always expected to be the anchor, the solid rock, but even anchors rust when no one ever checks on them. Here's something most people never realize about the quiet ones. Those who don't cry in public often feel emotions in ways that are deeper and more intense than you can imagine. They don't just feel sad, they feel a heavy physical weight in their chest. Grief isn't just a thought. It's a silent, constant pressure behind their eyes. And love isn't a dramatic flame. It's a steady, unwavering fire. Their emotions don't burst. They sink, soak, and settle deep within them. Some people express outwardly, some express inwardly. Some break loudly, others break silently. Our biggest mistake is assuming that only the loud expressions are real. But there comes a moment, always unexpected, when even the strongest non-crier finally breaks. And when they do, it's not a single tear or a quiet sob. It is an earthquake. People like this don't cry often, but when they do, it's the release of years of stored emotion. It's the weight of carrying everyone else's pain. It's the frustration of being constantly misunderstood. It's the exhaustion of being the quiet pillar that no one ever checks on. Their breakdown isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign of everything they've held inside finally coming out. And in that moment, it looks like freedom. Because for someone who has spent a lifetime holding it all together, release isn't just tears, it is rebirth. So here's the raw truth. People who don't cry when others cry feel deeply but privately. They empathize but internally. Their emotions are like oceans, massive, silent, and powerful, far beneath the surface. They are not cold, detached, or unfeeling. They are simply people whose emotional world is quieter and more private than most of us ever realize. They don't cry because their body is protecting them, because their mind is holding old wounds, or because their empathy is shown through actions, not tears. Their emotional language is different, but it is no less real. Think about how many relationships have been damaged simply because one person expresses emotion visibly and the other does. And how many people have been wrongly accused of not caring, when in reality, they cared so much they were afraid to break. Understanding this one difference can build compassion, heal years of misinterpretation, and teach us that emotional expression isn't a competition. Some cry, some don't. But everyone feels. And if you are someone who doesn't cry easily, please know this. You are not broken. You are not heartless. You are not cold. Your emotional world is valid, even if others can't always see it. If this video opened your eyes, if you finally saw a part of yourself in these words, or if you thought of someone who deserves to be understood more deeply, then please hit that like button and subscribe. This channel is all about exploring the invisible parts of ourselves that no one ever talks about. And trust me, the next video is going to dig even deeper. Thanks for watching.